Oh yeah, this guy's small. That's one way to start the video, isn't it? I uh I got mixed feelings about this. I like it. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it more. I start to carry it a little bit more. Just got it. I added did a little bit of a trade for it because I know I just got another Karambit. So asked a buddy. He had about four Bassinelli knives, and this was one of them that he was willing to trade me for. So I ended up giving him a couple knives for this one. So I was willing to trade it. He told me that if I didn't like it, I can just basically trade back. But I actually do kind of like it. For its size, I believe that it still packs a punch. So let's get into it, everybody. Let's talk blades. That's what we're into. Yeah, I know. Still no ring. Don't worry. It'll come back once I come along to find it. If I don't, it's all right. We'll see to it that it returns home safely. So today I have for you guys Fox collaboration with Bastinelli knives. If you don't know what Bastinelli knives is, I don't blame you. I didn't know what they were. I've only seen a few Bastinelli knives. I think the first ones I saw were a few years ago, and it was basically like it was kind of like a I can't even speak right now. I'm sorry. Reverse kind of knife, so you would hold it like you would a karambit. It was basically a karambit styled handle with the finger ring, but the blade was kind of curved, almost like a lightning bolt, a little bit. So it kind of came out and then jetted backwards, so that way you have the ability to stab and slash without the hooked blade, I should say. So this is a collaboration between Bastinelli Knives and Fox Karambit. So they came together to make a Karambit of their own. And it's a very interesting box. This is a smaller box than what I'm used to from Fox Knives. I really like the Fox emblem. It kind of just stands out. You can actually feel it on the box. It's really cool. Really interesting and decent. And yes, I broke the seal on there. So as you open it up, you get this little guy right here. And we'll get into the specs and all that, but what you get with this, you get your Torx tool, T8, T6. This is really handy, so keep those around if you need to, and it'll always be at the ready when you need it. And then, of course, a little advertisement information on Fox Knives, and then your warranty information and usage information and all that good and happy jargon right there. So you got all that stuff, so that's good. I wish that Fox Knives had a sticker. I really do. I like it when knives come with stickers. But I like it even more when the stickers change up from time to time, you know? So that way you can actually have a variety. When you're collecting their knives, you're collecting, new stickers each time. I think that'd be really cool. But you know what? They need to come out with stickers. So, good stuff. So here it is. I'm dropping my stuff in the background. So here it is, the Fox Bassinelli collaboration Karambit, as what I call it. Try and get rid of this plastic thing. As you can tell, you don't hear anything in the background because I didn't need to have my fan on today, so that's a good thing. Now, I'm going to do a comparison. This is more going to be a comparison video to the regular Fox Karambit. I'm going to bring that in frame here in a minute, but I'm going to tell you my personal thoughts on this knife as far as first impressions. When I got this, box was small, so it kind of made me kind of just like, the box is small. What do I do? What do I do? Let's not ruin it. So taking it out of the box, I've noticed that the ring on this thing is bigger. It's thinner, handle is smaller, and you got a deep carry wire pocket clip that is actually supposed to be on the opposite side. So it's actually supposed to be on this side right here. Obviously, I flipped it and put it on this side. So if your right hand carry knife is in the right hand pocket, when you pull it out, originally when you pull it out, it's going to be this way. So when you pull it out, you're going to have a claw in your hands. as opposed to having it in the traditional Fox Karambit way, which would be on this side. So when you pull it out, you have the ring to pull out, and you have it in reverse grip automatically to use the hook blade Karambit. So I've noticed that it comes on this side first. I'm not entirely sure why they did that. I don't know if it's because of the size or what. I don't know. To me, this is more minimalist than anything else. It's got a knife, or it's got a blade size that is lacking in the length department. But I've seen small Bastinelli Karambits do a ton of damage. I've seen the videos where they taken the fixed blade Bastinelli Karambits and they were cutting through meat and they were digging in pretty deep. So it's the lacerations on there are pretty substantial. And if you're capable of doing that with that, then this is probably no different. This is still effective even in its own size. So I guess in some cases size doesn't matter. It's what you can do with it. I swear if somebody says that's what she said, I'm going to freaking lose my mind. Anyways, this is something that I really do enjoy because of its low profile carry. Once this is in the pocket, it sits relatively deep. The only thing that's going to be sticking out is the ring. Now, the only thing that I have to say about this that kind of turns me the wrong way is only the blade size. Everything is practically kind of just squared down. So I'm going to bring in the Fox Karambit original right here. All right, so this is the original size that I'm used to anyways. Much bigger handle, much bigger blade. And you can tell the ring is a lot smaller. So I'm going to put these two together so you guys can see that. Now the Bassinelli is thinner, and the Fox regular is original, I want to say, is a lot thicker. So you can tell why, you know, what I'm trying to get at here. And I mean, the reason why they did this is so that way you can get to the ring a lot better. And of course, when you're wearing gloves, having that gloved finger go through there shouldn't be an issue, and the grip shouldn't be an issue. But that's just me. Everything else about this is really interesting. It does not sport the wave, the Emerson wave on there like this one does. This has something else, and it's Frank patent. So I'm pretty sure it's something that resembles a wave type of feature. But what it has, anyways, is that it catches via this little area right here, and the jimping is supposed to aid in that catching of the material, so that way it can deploy out as such. Now this thing does lack in a thumb opener hole and a flipper tab. There is neither of those things there. But that makes it a little bit more for using of this, of just being a front flipper in and of itself. So doing that, rolling it out normally, it feels more comfortable like this in this configuration because of its size. It seems to fit, although it is a little bit awkward to put my pinky through this gargantuan hole right here. But it just seems like that's how they wanted you to hold it when the pocket clip is on this side. But I could be wrong. I don't know. You know, you could hold it like this, sure. It doesn't feel as comfortable. But, I mean, it works. However way you want to use it, however way you want to carry it, that's entirely up to you. I try to keep it in the original carry style, so that way I'm able to deploy it the way that I'm familiar with deploying this knife. And it does deploy just about the same as this. Although you do have to practice with it, it will work. It's just a little bit smaller, a little bit more low profile, and it leaves a smaller footprint in the pocket. So if you put these two together, you can tell that this guy is so much bigger in the pocket compared to this. So if I put the two together, I can show you right now, back to back. The blade obviously is much bigger. Everything is so much bigger on this guy. Now, of course, if you get the Fox 599 Karambit, it's going to be the same size as this Bastinelli right here. but it's a lot more coarse on the pocket. I've noticed that the G10's a little bit more rough. This one's nice and rounded off G10, so it's really nice to put in and out of the pocket. With its low profile and deep carry pocket clip, it makes it so much easier and smoother to take it in and out of the pocket compared to the Fox 599 Karambit. This Karambit, I think, is great for the minimalist who doesn't want a humongous Karambit in their pocket and they just want something small and easy to use as great EDC. This would be great for that. But it's a tiny blade. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the specs for you guys so you guys know. Oh, and just by the way, if you guys are trying to purchase this knife is more expensive than this guy right here. There's a $50 difference between the two. When you're getting this knife, you're spending close to $200. When you get this knife, it's around about like depending on 150, 170, depending on where you go. If you're going to ask me which one is better, I'm going to tell you that I'm probably going to lean towards the original Fox Karambit, only because of the fact that I'm just so used to this. I'm not used to this. I don't care. I'm not used to carrying smaller Karambits. But we'll see. I'll carry this around. I'll see how it feels. I really do. I really wanted the gray version. It had a gray handle with a non-coated blade, and I really wanted that one, but they were sold out. And I didn't want to get the non-coated blade with the OD green because I just think it's an ugly handle color. I never really digged OD green. So, going to get into the specs on this finally. Enough of me yammering here. So we'll get into the blade length. You're looking at 2.5 inches with a cutting edge of 2 1/4 or 2 3/8. It's a relatively small, but it can still do a lot of damage when it comes to self-defense, if that matters to anybody. Close to 5 inches of handle length, that's including the ring, so 4 3/4, but you're looking at, yeah, all right, 4 3/4. Now, what's the weight? So I'm going to do a weight comparison between the two Karambits. So this little guy goes first. I know this one's going to be a lot lighter. 3.64 ounces, and then this guy right here is going to be a lot heavier, obviously. 4.98, so under 4 ounces, under 5 ounces. So there's going to be a little bit of an ounce difference between the two. Now, when it comes to striking with this knife, you're not going to have much reach. Obviously, you guys already know that. But they're both made and comprised of the same blade steel, Bowler N690. So you see that right there on this one that I've already done a review on, and this guy has the same thing. It says Italy on there, and there's the N690. Not too much else other than the logo right there that's got the collaboration. So you got the scratch marks from Bastinelli, and you got the fox face on there, which is really good. It's very subtle. There's not too much text like the original Karambit right here with a bunch of freaking words everywhere. So if that matters to you, well, there you go. So I don't know what kind of coating this is. This could be a DLC coating, or it could be a Teflon. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how that wears just from everyday use, just light everyday use. If there's anything that I can say about this is that it feels way less obtrusive in the pocket. It feels and looks, obviously, but I mean feels like you put this in, you drop this in your pocket, and all that's really sticking out is the ring, and you got this wire pocket clip, so it doesn't scream Karambit at all unless you're literally looking for it. So I really do like that. I really, really like that. Oh, let me get into the width of things. Sorry. Yeah. All right, so on the handle, you're looking at a 13.5. On the blade, you're looking at a 2.7. So if that matters to anybody, well, there you go. You got that. Now, the thing about Bastinelli knives that I'm not really familiar with is the fact that I'm not too keen on knives that don't really resemble Karambits. So that's one of the reasons why I chose this. I've also noticed that if I go in a flail with this, if I'm reaching, this has less grip when I'm in a flail because I'm keeping my finger in the flail position. It's a very thin material, so I wouldn't really flail with this knife. I would flail with this one because I actually have a little bit more control and my finger actually fits in the hole a lot better than this one does because the ring on this one is very, very thin and much larger. So I would just use it for its intended grip without the flail in any self-defense situation. I don't really do, I wouldn't advise flailing with any karambit. If you know how to do it successfully, it's not something that I would advise anybody do unless they know how to do it properly. Only because, you're losing a pretty decent amount of grip on the knife. And with that being what it is, that could probably be a fail to some people when it comes to carrying or using this knife. So just keep that in mind. Everything else on this knife is pretty nice. The fit and finish is great. There's no blade play up, down, left, or right. It's nice and solid. Everything on this knife feels great. The tolerances are, as you would expect, damn near perfect. So if there's something that you guys are wanting to be motivated in order to keep this knife, it's the fact that it's very low profile and minimalistic, at least in nature to me, when it comes to carrying and using this knife. As far as it being an EDC, I think this would be great for that, because how often do we wear gloves? This is meant for the gloved hands because it's so big. It's meant to have that extra space for the chunky extra amount of skin you're going to be having on top of your hands. So this was meant for gloves. This is not. This resembles more of the size of the Fox 599 Karambit, which is the original Karambit. So take it or leave it. It just depends on you and what you expect to get out of this knife. So, I don't know. Make your decision on what you want. I think this is a great knife. Now, like I said, I was a bit hesitant on trading it because I just didn't know if I really wanted this knife. But I don't have a Bastinelli in my collection. So having this, holding it, and I'm going to carry it for a little while. I'm going to try and see if whether or not this actually will appeal to me. And it already has. It feels, the handle is great. The ergonomics are fantastic either way, forward or back grip. It just feels great. Jimping's all in the right spot. There's no hot spots other than the pocket clip itself. So when I'm holding it like this, it's reminding me not to go any farther than my second knuckle. So, and that's because of its raised appearance on the handle. It feels good. It feels nice. It's not making any discomfort at all. It's just reminding me not to go for a full grip where I'm all the way in it like this, which then it turns into a hot spot. But you're not even supposed to hold the knife like that. You're supposed to hold it like this or somewhere close to it. Originally, anyways, if you're holding it properly. So, I don't know. It's nice. It's all black, obviously. So, non-reflective material. I don't know. I really do like the look of the satin on here compared to here. The black just makes the blade look a lot smaller than it actually is. But you know what? Like I said, I guess it just depends on whether or not you know how to use it. You're not going to have that much reach with this blade, obviously, but this is great for any type of CQC training that anybody could have over just the average collie, or any type of karambit training anybody would have. Using any type of self-defense training with this is going to give you the upper hand. Like I said, this claw is an extension of the body, so it's supposed to be your self-defense extension of one's self, if that makes sense. But this is great. This is good stuff. I really do like it. It's very, very attractive to the eye. Just looking at it, I was like, oh man, I like that. This was before I actually realized that this is smaller than that. So when I did realize it, I was like, I really don't know if I want it now, because it's smaller. And you guys know me. I'm not into small knives, but this has an exception. I don't know. Anyways, that's what I think about that. So Fox Knives Karambit, Fox Bassinelli. So anyways, if you guys are interested, go ahead and check it out on Blade HQ. They still have a few left in stock if you guys are trying to buy it. Like I said, this was a trade for me, so I got a little lucky with a friend. So go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe, slice that bell icon so you guys are notified anytime I post new stuff. And in these craziest of times, everybody, please be kind, be safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Oh, and carry responsibly. I can't believe I forgot to say that. Damn it.